Howdy, this is Matthew Pisgotti. Welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the AMA that Forex Shark did just the other day. We have a quick little recap to run through. Someone was kind enough to type one out on Telegram, and I'm going to kind of run through that recap because it's extremely helpful. If you didn't want to watch the extremely long video the other day, I know those live streams are always pretty lengthy. Now, one thing I don't have an update on, which a lot of you may be waiting for, is the new DEX announcement that Forex Shark has been hinting at and kind of teasing to build excitement. There's going to be a new decentralized exchange we're going to be listed on or have some type of partnership with. That should be coming out today. Forex Shark did an interview yesterday. Normally he does a live stream or a voice chat in a Telegram. He decided to do an interview with a channel, and I'll have to find the name again because I can't recall it off the top of my head. But they do pretty good work, put a lot of effort and quality into their videos. They didn't want to do a live interview, I imagine, to keep up the quality of their videos and how they do things. So they should be releasing that video today, and we should get to hear what that partnership's going to be. So let me just dive into this without further ado. If you want a quick recap of the AMA just the other day. So that's what the first note here is actually about, is just about the DEX. There was a meeting with the DEX. Announcement likely will happen tomorrow, which is today now. Well, I think this AMA that we're referencing here is actually 2 days before. So he said the announcement will likely happen tomorrow, which was yesterday, during the Crypto Junkies AMA. Crypto Junkies is the channel, by the way. It did happen, but the video won't be live until today. So we're actually a day delayed on that. He says this is the DEX news that was spoken about previously. Basically, you're going to deposit DRIP/BUSD LP, which remember is the same LP token we're using in the garden. They get locked up. This generates an NFT, and then the NFT locks in a percentage of yield over time, depending on when it was minted, and then the yield is going to be paid out in whatever that DEX's native token is. He says it's not Pancake Swap, but it's an independent massive DEX on Binance Smart Chain. I think I saw some mention, people kind of throwing stuff around, might be BuySwap or some of these other ones. We'll find out today whenever it releases. But a lot of hype around that. People are excited for that announcement. And then the new DRIP BUSD pool capital will be staked with the above DEX possibly, and then the yield earned will be going to buy DRIP and sending it to the vault. So 30 to 40% APY on $30-40 million worth of capital. It's approximately 15 to 20 million to buy DRIP to put into the vault. So that translates to just more bullish price action for DRIP. Adding more tokens to the vault. Animal Farm this week intending to open up the dog's credit contract to focus on the migration. So those of you who are holding dogs or were in some of the other Animal Farm pools that got paused, he's going to try to open up the dog's migration to start that process, just like the pigs. Just the same similar process. You'll probably submit to be credited, and then you'll be credited once it goes live. He says about 3 weeks to full Animal Farm opening is what Forex communicated. If I'm reading my Forex predictor correctly, I'm going to go ahead and say 4, 5 weeks, 6 weeks to full Animal Farm opening, just to give some leeway there. We don't want to get too hyped up on the 3-week time frame. I'm going to call it a month. Who knows? Each week, something more will be done to progress to the full opening. He's doing more work on the Animal Farm UI to incorporate the other pools and farms. So remember, we had this new awesome-looking UI on the Animal Farm. So he's not pulled in the other things like DRIP Garden and the other farms. Now, might kind of clue us in how he's thinking about the garden if he actually pulls it into the final UI or not. It would make sense to me to have everything on one website. So he's probably going to pull them all into the same UI. We'll see. Looking at putting a 2% fee on depositing the DRIP BUSD LP tokens into the farm. 1% going directly to DRIP to send to the vault, and then 1% to the reservoir to increase DRIP stability. Remember, depositing into the reservoir helps DRIP stay stable, or helps the price action kind of stay more horizontal rather than violent volatility up and down. So even though we hate fees, we don't like that. That's kind of neat if it's helping the overall sustainability of DRIP. And it shows that he is still talking about the DRIP faucet. He's still trying to get some bullish price action, some development going towards the DRIP faucet. He's not leaving those of us in the faucet in the lurch, so to speak. that's still a bullish project. It's still, it's been running over a year. He wants to keep that price action pretty steady. He's trying to find any way to boost it, make sure there's money going to the vault, make sure it's going to the reservoir. We can also deposit to the reservoir and get paid out in those B&B rewards, which are supposed to be pretty lucrative if you put a lot in there. And a lot of us haven't been using the reservoir to its full potential. But I think the reservoir and the pig pen are going to be two that maybe some people aren't focusing on as much, but could be a big deal. So what else is going on here? Putting a governance to control when cake is switched to BUSD and paid out in the pig pen. So some type of automation with the back end there, trying to figure out if in the pig pen, is cake a good sell currently, or should they wait to sell it to BUSD depending on market conditions? So that's just a little more intelligence he's going to try to add into that the contract logic there, it sounds like, to make more money for those of us in the pig pen so that we're getting the most bang for our buck, and it's not just auto stupidly selling cake at any time. Here's more about boosting the DRIP tax vault. This is talking about the scratch-off ticket project. So he's saying that'll be generating 1,000 BNB per day. 20% of that every day will be buying DRIP and sending it to the tax vault. Again, we're just cementing in, making a really solid base here on the DRIP faucet side. That's why I say, even though we're going to hit these lower numbers, you can see this little boost we're having right now on DRIP. You have that on the screen there below. I don't know how long that run-up's going to last, but right now there's a lot of positive, a lot of more buys than there are sells. So that's really positive. And if people are utilizing the faucet and they're getting in at this low price and putting a bunch into DRIP into the faucet, remember you're getting 1% a day. It's considered the lowest risk out of all of this project, out of all of this ecosystem. That's what Forex would say. And all these new projects he's running, he's adding to the stability of DRIP. So 1,000 BNB a day, and we'll scale up to 10,000 BNB per day. He said that's anywhere from 200 to 2,000 BNB of DRIP going to the tax vault every day. And he said, this commenter here says this is huge, or maybe Forex said that on the AMA, but it is huge. That's a big deal. And he says the Scratch Ticket project is about 1 to 2 months away from launching, building their own Web3 customization service to handle the traffic. So again, this has been the predictions I've been making this whole time, and I'm going to keep saying them on pretty much every video, so we're all on the same page. I think the Animal Farm fully has to launch, and then I'm going to give it a minimum of, I'm going to say, 2 months. So depending on when the Animal Farm is fully running, I'm going to give it about 2 months, but I think that's when we're going to start seeing the full run-up to DRIP. Now, obviously, DRIP is at a great price right now, so I'm not trying to scare you away from purchasing DRIP right now. I don't know. It could drop lower. We could get a better price entry point. But, the way the faucet works, if you're going into the faucet, I think any of these lower prices, due to the way that the compounding interest works, you're going to kind of win out either way. If this thing keeps that longevity that it has or has been showing to have another year or 2 years, it doesn't matter if DRIP is at $10 at that time frame point or 20. Sure, when it gets time to sell it, if DRIP's at 150 and you want to sell some off, that would be much, more of a profit, much higher level of profit than if DRIP was at $10 when you sell it. But due to the nature of the compound interest, you're getting that 1% a day. You're compounding that back in. You get a maximum of that 365% of whatever that principal is even after compounding. It just keeps stacking up. That's pretty awesome. No matter what the price of DRIP is at that time, it could go pretty low and you'd still make a good profit. Those who bought in really high, like I did, I dollar cost averaged on the way down because I wanted to still keep that ratio. I think I sit around 55 per DRIP right now, and I only bought maybe 4 or 5 or something at that average. So I'll probably buy more now this month and next month. Hopefully it'll kind of stay around a lower price point for me, and that just brings my average down. So then when it comes time to sell, no matter what, I'm probably going to be on average selling per DRIP more than I bought it for. And even if I don't, I will have compounded so much just from that free 1% a day that it won't really matter. Back to this for AMA, though. I'm kind of getting off track. DEX partnership will be causing a lot more transactions. There's a 10% buy and sell fee on this new DEX. So, a lot of his native, well, I'm trying to think what the term is normally, but the native, the in-house DEX, the one that's on the site, normally doesn't have a fee, at least for positive actions like buying. That's usually how Forex does that. But he's saying on this new DEX that they're launching or partnering with to be listed on, there's going to be a 10% buy and sell fee. So 10% on the front, 10% on the back, and that's all going to the DRIP tax vault. And that's going to be live in 2 weeks. So that's going to be really positive for DRIP's reserve in the tax vault there, solidifying this project even more, giving it more stability. He says also the 1% tax deposit fee from the farm will continue to fund the vault once Animal Farm reopens. So here we get into some new stuff that I didn't even really pick up on when I was listening in. I was kind of off and on the computer. But there's going to be 2 new games. So one's an auto battler game, and the other is a hacker type game. He said the contracts are already built on Solana. He's waiting for them to get compatibility. A couple of side chains have approached him and offered money to promote a game if we launch on their chain. But he's kind of turning that down. Forex Shark is. He wants a popular chain, something a little more oomph to the name. And he says, now Binance is picking up the NFT game. Maybe we can get it done on Binance Smart Chain. So there's a couple games coming out. So, we talk about use cases, something fun that people can play with that they're going to put money into, and it's kind of like a little gambling type game, like a slot machine, or but it's actually more complex. It's a little game you can play with strategy to win or lose. People like that type of stuff, and if they can make real money from it, and they're already in the ecosystem, that's pretty bullish. I like hearing about stuff like that. It's not a real world use case per se because you're not buying a physical good, but people buy entertainment, right? So if there's something they can make money from, why do you think online casinos are so popular? I know a couple people personally who work with online casinos, who are running online casinos, and you wouldn't believe the amount of money people put into those games. So if you get a game like this where you can actually win value, crypto, in return, that's pretty impressive. Mini DAO Tier 2. So he's got that kind of secretive group Forex Shark does. Not really secret, but if you make enough, if you have enough holding, I think BREAP or something else, or REAP, you can get into this where you get like kind of insider trader knowledge before things happen. He's making a Tier 2 so that people who can't afford the top one, the top level, they can get in at the Tier 2. They can REAP or DRIP to buy in. I don't know where to access that. Maybe we'll find some more information on it. Last I heard, it was still like $13,000 something equivalent, so I wasn't even going to look into it. But some of you may have an interest on that. And the DRIP that they use to buy it is also going to go to the tax vault. There's going to be some 1,000 NFTs released. Might be a limited edition run of NFTs that are going to be in that Tier 2, and then you can be flipped and sold later. So I guess that's extra benefit of joining into the DAO Tier 2. Peer-to-peer lending will be done by the end of the year. That lending is incredibly bullish. People are really excited about that. If I understand that, that's where you can actually lend out your DRIP, your extra DRIP, to other individuals. So we'll see how all that shakes out. Some new privacy tools that he says better than Tornado Cash. So immutable on the chain, 100% private. Using dummy wallets that are obfuscated. I guess I've never tried to say that word out loud. Dummy wallets that are shielded, that you don't know what wallet it belongs to, false data being sent to Binance Smart Chain scan to hide the transaction. And he has it operational on a test net currently. And he says any fees for this service would be sent to the DRIP tax vault, or that it can only be used via the DRIP platform. It'll benefit DRIP in some way. So just some more bullish extra funds that'll be heading towards the tax vault from this new service. And then, might bring attention to other projects in the ecosystem if they innovate. So a lot of really good bullish ideas there, new things that are coming down the pipeline, I would say. Let me try to find the window there. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of things coming down the pike, whichever one you prefer. And we see some positive price action on DRIP today. Like I said, I don't know if that will hold on the upward trend, but we're seeing more buys than we are sells. Which is, people are getting excited, I think, for this DEX announcement that's coming out. They are wanting to see where that's going to go, and I don't blame them. That sounds like an exciting new pathway forward for DRIP. I've made my predictions on all that. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do with your funds. I don't intend to. I'm just kind of documenting my journey, giving you the information I have, passing it along. As always, I appreciate any likes and subscribes. Thank you for watching this far into the content. Hopefully that's a quicker recap for you than listening through those long AMAs. I always try to do these when I can. In this case, a helpful Telegram user had already made a nice little summary. That saved me a lot of time of listening all the way back through, so I appreciate that as well, whoever typed that up. Where are we going with that? All that being said, too, we're almost at 2,000 subscribers. That's really exciting for me. I didn't expect when I was starting this journey and kind of documenting what I was doing or offering tips for common questions I saw in the comments that I would actually end up with so many subscribers or people watching who were interested in what I had to say. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here now. I will see you guys on the next video. If you have any questions at all, remember that summary and other information like that I've been keeping updated in my Telegram group, or the other people who are in there have been extremely helpful. Those guys who are paying attention, and they are posting updates in the Telegram group that I have linked in the chat below. So check that out. We can always direct you to someone who knows more if we don't know, or try to get the answers for you. You can also ask questions in the comments below in the YouTube comments here. I try to glance through those, and sometimes I'll make videos on those if I, especially see a common question or one that I didn't think to answer already. That's a good question. So ask in both those places. Join the Telegram, like and subscribe. You guys stay safe out there. Texas is really heating up. If you're in my area here in the south of the North America, it's getting a little warm, so try to stay cool and find some shade if you're getting outside. Great river weather. These next few weekends I'll probably just be chilling in the in the Brazos. So all right, you guys have a great one. I'll see you on the next video.